Okay, this is the Road to Ruin deleted scene from Gears of War 2. I decided to do an audio commentary for it, since I hadn't already done that for the Gears of War 2 guide that I made. And this is a rather special deleted scene, which this guy is talking about here, Cliff Bleszinski. I left all the cutscenes in the game, including his introduction here. But this guide's on insane mode, the hardest mode of the game available. I'm not sure if you have to unlock it, because it was already unlocked for me, and I'm not sure again if that was because I had already beaten the game on insane mode, or if you have to play hardcore first if you want to unlock insane. So I'm not really sure about that. But this is the point in the game where, at least the storyline is where here, Dom's wife, they just found Dom's wife, and she's like a zombie, so Dom had to put a bullet in her, unfortunately, so he's fucking pissed. And his good buddy Marcus is being a true friend, being sympathetic to him and telling him that they could go in guns blazing, or they could, as Cliff said, take a slightly more stealthy approach. And the use stealth approach, that's what I did here. I am going to do another video where I do the guns blazing route, which is significantly harder. I mean, really hard, but not really as fun or as unique as this route. I gotta say, this is hands down one of the best games I've ever played as far as my enjoyment level. How well it works. It works so exceptionally well, and it's so well made. The story is really tight, and I hardly had any problems with the game. I was really impressed the whole way through. It's a great game. Highly recommend picking up the Gears of War triple pack, which has Gears 1 and 2 and all the downloadable content. I guess this third part is how they considered it being a triple pack. And that was only about $24.99, I think. And I had free shipping, so I mean, how can you beat that? Provides so many hours of enjoyment. A little frustration here and there, but overall, an excellent game. And the idea here is that you've slain some Theron guards, stolen their armor, and the armor masks your human scent from the Locust. And there's a bunch of sections like this where you're pulling levers. And it's on the next section of lever pulling where you can pick up an ammo box and a pair of grenades. So the idea, this stealth approach is not like Metal Gear Solid, where that you can't be seen, period. You can be seen by them, by the grubs or the Locust, but you cannot get too close to them because they'll sniff you out. So all you have to do is just follow Dom, do what he says, and just walk where he walks, in essence. Or, around where he walks, and just don't get too close to the grubs. You have to kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit, because you are kind of hiding from the enemies, but it's okay to be seen by them as long as you don't get too close. They kind of overlook you, I guess is how you'd view it.
This is going to be harder than I thought.
And this is a very it's less challenging than the guns blazing path, and this part is very hard on guns blazing, but nowhere, and I mean in no part of the game are you ever you're doing this kind of scenario where you're hiding. So I thought it was really unique that they managed to take a level that was the standard fare of the game where you're shooting, and kind of do a stealth kind of mode, which is really efficient way to do it, and unique too. So I gotta tip my hat to whoever made this game. Cliff, thank you. So just follow Dom and just crouch where you have to. Keep pulling the levers and just have fun,
All clear. Let's get to that door. More levers. You get that one. I got this one.
And this area here has the ammo box and a pair of grenades on the other side. And I actually had to restart this whole level, which was kind of a nuisance, but the end fight is so extremely hard and has no checkpoints. And all I had was a shitty shotgun, which I really hate, which I think has hardly any value, because it's hard to use and it sucks. And I needed the sniper rifle to do, to beat the damn part. So I was thinking to myself, there's got to be a sniper rifle somewhere in this stealth part. And sure enough, there is. Towards the end, a sniper rifle you can snag, and you can even get it sooner. You can actually get, and at this part of the level, if you're playing the guns blazing part, there's a guy with a sniper rifle to the left. You can pick up earlier in the level. And there's two parts of the game where you have to cause a distraction, and it's pretty easy. This one's very easy. You just pull that box down and then follow Dom to this area after you run past the grubs. And this part kind of contradicts the whole stealth concept, because there's a grinder right here who you walk right by, and I'm not really sure how they justified that, except maybe it was just a close call. So after he passes, you pull the switch to raise the platform and then walk across the bridge.
Hurry up across the bridge.
And there are some parts where I go ahead of Dom, just because I died and I already knew what was going on. So you just follow Dom over here, wait for the grinder to pass.
Wait for him to pass.
And if you're doing this on guns blazing, after that grinder, there's like a few blood mounts that even come out of the door. So it's extremely hard. And I'd venture to say that this deleted scene is the hardest part of Gears of War 2 out of the whole game. It's harder than any part of Gears of War 2 on insane mode. It's something about it is really hard. I don't know if they made it hard intentionally, but it's challenging. And this part's really funny. There's a grub sleeping on the job, so to speak, over here, and his buddies come and wake him up. Really funny. He scratches his ass, and his buddies tap him. Wake up, man. That was really funny. I edited a part out there because I was trying to pull the lever and I realized that the door is already open. So, okay, so there's more levers here. There's nothing to pick up as far as ammunition, or there's no collectibles either on this, so you don't have to worry about looking anywhere to get them. Okay, so this next part is the torture area, and in a moment there is a Y button prompt for a point of interest here, and I'm not certain, but I believe it's some kind of Easter egg, because there's a regular human being just kind of casually talking to a grub over here, and I'm not sure if if it's the same guy from the introduction. It probably is, but if anybody knows, let me know by leaving a comment or something, because I never could figure out what that was all about. So here's the second part where you have to create a distraction, and although I passed this part, it didn't work out as it normally did, because one of the grubs here, he doesn't go all the way to the left like he normally does. He kind of just stays right there, and Dom says to proceed. But I had to hop over this wall here to get by him, and it was kind of a close call, and followed by another close call over here with the flamethrower guy. I walked like right next to him almost, so I crouched to get out of the way. And I'm not sure if this is intentional, but the butcher kind of sniffs you too. It's like, sniff something. I don't know if it's just because he's so involved with food or something. But you just gotta follow the butcher over here.
Move up. Okay, let's move. Don't stand still. Keep moving.
More levers to pull. There's a lot of levers. So doors open up. And some more levers need to be pulled. And after this section there is going to be a brumac. You can actually choose to fight this guy even though you're on stealth mode. But since I am on stealth mode, I decided to just pass him up because I'm going to face him on the next video where I go in guns blazing. Takes a while for the door to open up, but once it does, you will get the Y prompt to zoom in on the brumac if you want. And I just head over here to the right to avoid him down the stairs. And there's no enemies to have to hide from, so just speed through this part. The text actually is behind where I'm at because I'm going fast over here. But I do want to mention a part over here. There's a lever you can pull before the cutscene with Franklin. And you do want to pull the lever because it'll buy you some time after the cutscene when there's a fight going on. And here's the cutscene with Franklin. Franklin is someone from Gears of War 1, one of the stranded who was assisting. I think he was giving out some ammo or something. But anyway, left all the cutscenes in, like I said. But if you have pulled the lever, where I mentioned before, that barrier, the cover will be up. However, if you die, it'll be down again after this cutscene. So try to beat this on the first part if you can, but if you can't, don't worry about it. You could pull the cover back up pretty easily. But this next part is fairly challenging at first, but once you know how to do it, it's very simple. And I actually died because a wretch, one of the wretches hit me, so I have to. And I'm kind of glad that that happened because I just want to demonstrate that that cover is down since I died. And what you want to do is you want to take that the mulcher gun that was in the other room in the corner and just kind of like press. I think it's B. Yeah, you press B to stand in the doorway with the mulcher and just kind of like throw it behind the cover, so you can grab it without having to walk very far. You know, because that's going to be problematic when you have so many enemies coming at you. So just shoot as much as you can with the shotgun if you want. I use the mulcher here. And I don't put it directly on the barrier because that leaves you a little bit more exposed than if you watch as I kind of turn left here. You're a little bit safer doing it this way, I believe, but you could still get hit really quick, you know, and die because insane mode doesn't give you much of a break. But standing a little bit to the left like this, as opposed to, you know, being centering yourself in the platform, gives you a little bit of a little bit more protection, but you know, not much. And once you kill the grubs on either side of the hallway, what's going to happen is a bunch of guys are going to start marching down this hall. So many guys that you just can't count how many there are. But having the mulcher, you could mow them down really quick and easily. And The more red you see in the middle of the screen, as far as your health, just back down. Go behind cover real quick. That'll buy you some time to cool down the mulcher anyway. So it's basically pretty easy. Once they're all dead, press B to let go of the mulcher. And there's going to be another guy where the jail part was, where Franklin was. But I've never experienced in all my playthroughs any need to join in the battle because Franklin and Dom can handle it. And here I'm just shopping around for good guns here and ammo. So Dom actually doesn't fall down in combat, but every time he does fall down in combat, Franklin ends up just saving him. So I really don't even recommend even joining in this fight against the enemy over here and the grubs. Just wait until they're done. Franklin and Dom deal with them. If you want to join in the foray, be my guest, but you really don't have to. I mean, that's been my experience at least. And after you climb this ladder and get further down the path, there's going to be a couple more grubs. One of them has a sniper rifle, so you definitely want to grab that when you're done with them. But you got to be careful here, because if you die here, there's no checkpoint right before it. So if you do die here, you're going to start right where that checkpoint with Franklin ended. So you're going to have to do the previous battle, you know, with all those enemies again. So just try to be safe, and you know, don't get greedy with the shots. If you have to, just back off. But do not forget to grab that sniper rifle, because it's going to immensely help you with the final battle. And here I'm using up my hammer burst ammo, because I'm trying to save or conserve my Lancer ammo, since I prefer that gun to the hammer burst. And I'm even busting out the what looks like, I think it's a 45 or something, to take care of the rest. And I noticed here that the enemy fell down, or at least I heard the indication, so I want to go over here and hit him up. Yeah, that's shit. That's how we do it in Big's Hood, bitch. So yeah, grab this sniper rifle. And after this part, there's 2 or 3 more grubs, and I've never died on the next part, so I can't say where you start if you die. I'd like, you know, hopefully it's not back where Franklin was, but I have never died here, and I'm not trying to boast, but I mean, this section's not hard, so just try not to die. And if you did die, you know, leave me a comment, tell me where you ended up, because I would kind of be interested to know where, you know, how the checkpoint system works. But I never cared to test it out by dying on purpose. Anyway, okay, so we're coming up on the final battle, and it is a battle royale. It's extremely hard. And like I said, I believe I mentioned all I had was a shotgun originally. I didn't realize, having never played this part, how difficult it was going to be. And having a sniper rifle is going to help you out quite a bit. And also make sure you have plenty of Lancer ammo and some grenades too. At least 2. Try to get 4. And you could save them up pretty easily. So this last section is just, it's extremely hard, and I'm trying to emphasize it more, but it's just hard because there's tons of enemies. I don't know how many waves of enemies, because it doesn't really break up into enemy waves like one after the next. They kind of like blend into each other after a while, but there's no checkpoints. And what I like to do at first is just head over to this area here as quick as you can. You probably die if you keep trying, you know, if you try, but there's a checkpoint right there, so you can just start right over. But just hustle over to this area and take some pot shots if you can with a sniper rifle. I'm not good with the sniper rifle, mainly because of the way it's made in this game. Whenever you get hit when you're aiming with the sniper rifle or zooming in, it'll shake. The camera will shake, so you can't get in the hit. And I know that's done intentionally for realism, but it really makes for just such a stressful weapon to use. And I liked it in Gears 1, but in Gears 2, nah. Anyway, those doors to the left there, those are where the blood mounts come out. And you do want to tag 2 grenades to either side of the door. You can't tag the door itself, but try to tag those 2 columns on either side of the doors, because you can end up hitting some blood mounts. I believe I killed one of them, but I'm not sure. But at any rate, it damages them. So after tagging those, I stay over here for a bit, but I'm trying to get back into cover to the left over here, because now you're going to have, depending on the number of enemies you've killed, you're going to have a couple of Cantus spawn. And as you know by now, anytime you have Cantus around, you're going to have tickers too coming out at you. So you definitely want to probably stay back here. Just try to kill the Cantus as quick as you can, and just zoom around, or just kind of like move the camera around you to make sure there's no tickers, even though you can hear them coming up on you. But most of the time when you hear them, it's too late. Fucking Dom. Dom is a problem in this area a lot, but hopefully Franklin will save him, like he did there. But you'll come to hate Dom here because he keeps falling in combat and dying, and he's usually too far away to help him. And even if he's close, sometimes there's so many things happening that, when you get out of cover, your ass is going to be toast. So that's just the thing you got to watch out for. So here I'm just trying to get that Cantus out of commission. And with the Cantus, you got to get like a headshot within a headshot to get him down. You got to be really accurate. And here I found myself kind of in an unfortunate position with the grub over there flanking me to the right. But I ended up being able to take him out with some blind fire here with the Lancer. Or at least some blind fire. You're really not rushed on this part. And I'm not talking about time, I'm talking about the enemies won't charge at you very much, except for the tickers. And obviously, well, yeah, when you get to the blood mounts, those will rush at you in the Reaver. Okay, now the blood mounts come out. The cover all lowers, so raise it up again. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not sure what I killed because so many body parts went flying, but I think I killed some of the grubs and possibly a blood mount, but I'm not positive. And it's a small miracle, well, hell, a huge miracle here that none of my squad mates. Actually, I don't think Franklin can fall in combat, but it's a fucking miracle that Dom stayed alive throughout this whole shit. And now you got a Reaver coming at you. I knew he was coming somewhere, but I really didn't know. And that fucking rocket almost tore me to bits. So just get the fuck away from the Reaver. Pray that Dom doesn't fall and die, because there's no way you can save him at this point. And like I said, you'll come to fucking just hate Dom for being such a jackass. And I get a lot of perfect reloads here, so the Reaver actually falls pretty quick. But you can do this section a number of ways. It does require a little luck because of Dom, who's just a fucking asshole as far as putting himself in danger. But once you get that guitar riff, you'll probably be jumping for joy, as I was. And that's pretty much the whole level. Well, it is the level, and I really hope you enjoyed the guide. And also want to direct you to the Guns Blazing guide that I'm going to be posting in conjunction with this guide. So appreciate your watching and support, everybody.